Welcome back to the Youth Academy RTG. We have on our hands a number of transfer decisions to be made. We're waiting on loads of scout reports on players that you haven't seen yet on the channel. We found them on stream and they're quite good, or might be quite good. Some, in fact, are even too good. We have found a Messi regen. We found the De Bruyne regen. And weirdly, we've also found a Roberto Baggio regen. Now, Roberto Baggio obviously isn't in career mode, but is in Ultimate Team. And he's somehow managed to pop up with a regen in my career mode. I don't know how that works, but Guido De Luca is a Roberto Baggio regen. It's the same rating and same position set as Baggio's baby icon. That's new. Not seen that before. Blanco is Messi's regen. He's right-footed, but he is Lionel Messi's regen. And he's pretty good too. We've also, as I mentioned before, found a Kevin De Bruyne regen. We actually found him yesterday when we played Manchester City, and I scouted him and just checked his birthday just to make sure. He is a Kevin De Bruyne regen. Now, at the beginning of the save, we set out a rule that we are open to signing regens, but not the obvious go-to regens like a Messi regen, or a Ronaldo regen, or a Lewandowski regen, or a Benzema regen. So De Bruyne's regen counts in that for me, so I am going to remove him. I wanted to show you Messi's regen, but we are not going to be signing Messi's regen. I will remove him too. Theodore Clerk, I haven't actually checked his birth date yet. Or Theodore Clerk, probably. Don't know what or who he might be a regen of. French goalkeeper, 21 years of age, 83 rated. At the minute, we're quite happy with Ruben Rodriguez, but potential to replace him. Brandon Bolton is a Christopher Smalling regen. Now, that's something I've not found before. Brandon Bolton is a Chris Smalling regen, 83 rated at Leeds. Actually, technically, isn't that good. Other than 86 defensive awareness, everything else is 81, 81, 78, 75, 75, or rubbish. So, I don't think he's actually that good yet. But he is a Chris Smalling regen. And then we've obviously got the players on the shortlist we previously were looking at, like Alex Salah, etc. There is a potential to be special centre mid we found at West Ham. We've also found Declan Rice's regen at West Ham as well. They're two separate players and they're being scouted currently. I will show you the potential to be special West Ham youngster when we find out exactly what he's rated at. But the squad currently is performing very well. We're 10th in the table, but we're only 3 points off 5th and a European spot. Sorry, 6 points off 5th and a European spot. But some extra games have been played since our last episode. So we've got a game in hand on a couple. And as such, if we win that game in hand, which is this one against Leeds, then we will be 3 points off the the 5th placed European spot again. We've got Leeds away, Birmingham at home in the FA Cup, and Manchester United at home in the league before then ploughing on with the rest of the season. So this January transfer window might get pretty tasty once those scout reports on those youngsters come back. We are not far away from potentially adding at least 1 or 2 more fantastic players to the squad. Let's hold our breath, hope that they are as good as they promise they may well be, and hope that the players we currently already have can do the job to get ourselves some points in the league now and progression in the cup. Leeds United at Elland Road first up. Martin van der Voort is in goal for Leeds United. Brandon Bolton, that Chris Smalling regen, plays for them now in this first game of the day. Pellegrini at 86 is still one of the best players they've got in that cam role. But Anthony Elanga and Jonathan Nakoni on either side of him will be very good too. And Joshua Zirkzee up top is obviously going to be pretty tasty too. Cody Drama forward to Anthony Elanga. And he's away from me here. And he's picked out Joshua Zirkzee brilliantly. And Pellegrini slams it home. We are a goal down at Elland Road. And that was a particularly well put together move and finish Bugger. And then you can see the red shirt's getting forwards here. We've got 2 men waiting for it on the left. Salinas is in the middle. Oh, that's a dead cross from Romero, but Mr. Bolton runs straight off the pitch with it. Almost proving my point earlier that despite being 83 rated, he's not actually that good. Benjak down to Fleming. Similar position to where he scored his world. Bianchi to Salinas, but actually I think it was Bolton that got the tackle in there, so very well done. Defensive awareness was his best stat by a margin. And I could do with some defensive awareness of my own now. As here come Leeds United again. Sergio Gomez, Jonathan Nicone in support. Xerxes looking to get an assist again. It's Pellegrini for a second time, and Leeds will put together 2 top moves to take a quick-fire 2-0 lead in this game. And we're on very much the back foot already. Come on then. Come on, Tom, get there, get there. Good lad. Bolton's with me. He's not particularly bothered about me at all. So we'll comfortably slot that home for 2-1. That's one of those FIFA goals that it just happens from time to time where the defenders are just like, am I on a football pitch? I thought I was just out for a leisurely stroll. I'm just having a little bit of a jog. Thank you, Mr. Bolton. Decision made. 86 defensive awareness, by the way, which was his standout stat. My arse. Oh, Jacob Ramsey. Oh, I thought that was going in the bottom corner. Ruben, that is not competent at all or convincing. Looking for Edwards here. Finding Fleming. Oh, brilliant save by Van der Voort. Schultz does brilliantly, actually, to get back to that. Work this about well. Javi Parra. Fleming again here. Now, Leeds have firmed up. Bianchi spun brilliantly, though. And Enrico Bianchi can't enforce an equalising goal. We're looking very good in this second half so far, though. Keep this up for the next half an hour and we'll score at least 1, if not maybe, a Liverpool-esque style comeback to 3-2 up. Inside to Pellegrini. He's on a hat-trick, Lorenzo. And going for it too. Xerxes. Oh, another not very convincing save, but round the post at least from Ruben Richardson. But I very much enjoyed using Jacob Ramsey on FIFA, and I'm sure I'd enjoy using him again if I were to sign him in another save. This is not that save, though, obviously, being a Youth Academy RTG, but definitely is a play that I could recommend to you guys. However, at the minute, I'm more worried about... Oh, equalising in this game, and how we haven't there. I don't know. I did everything right, and then the Leeds defence just arrived en masse. Parrott. Fouled from behind, was he? He was. Play continues. Advantage play. That is a ping and a half to find Lasse Schultz, who's going to look for Marcus Edwards, I wanted to say that. Tom Edwards, who finds Salinas. And he can't finish against Van der Voort. He really should have finished against Van der Voort. That should be 2-2. From the corner, I'm not expecting to get a goal. We never really do expect to get goals from corners. We very nearly did. Cleared off the line. Fleming will keep this alive. Bianchi out to Edwards. Into the middle. There was men there waiting, but we won't find them. We came within inches of finding the equaliser, but we couldn't do it. We can't say we didn't have the chances to get at least a point from that game, though. Unfortunately, it just wasn't to be on this occasion. Defeat at Ellen Road to follow up defeat against Manchester City yesterday as well. Having a frustrating wobble, although the City result you can expect. The Leeds away one is less excusable. Let's not now go and lose to Birmingham in the Cup. Mateus Martins was a player I can't sign, but his stat windows were so good. I just had to see how good he actually is. And technically, he looks very, very good indeed. So why he's only an 80 rated right mid, I've no idea, because he looks a lot better than that. Birmingham City have brought with them Zach Jekik in goal, Josh Williams, Du-Wan Zhao, Nico Gordon and Patrick Owusu as their backline. Joe Bellingham still in their midfield. Actually, it's a 5-back with John at left back. James Bellingham and Chang in the midfield with Simmons and Agudelo as their regenerated striker. Who is a regen on? I don't know. It might just be a random youth regen. We shall find out if he's any good throughout the course of this game. We've been fortunate so far with 2 championship level sides to this point in the FA Cup. Hopefully we'll have a really nice... Well, I mean, I say that we've got to win this game. And we have just gone 1-0 down early doors. hopefully, A, we can win this game, and then B, we can continue to have a relatively more straightforward FA Cup run. But Birmingham with not even a good effort, but somehow it's fine in the bottom corner. Win that header. Well up. Come on, run, run, Tom. Run, Tom. Keep running, Tom. Score, Tom. Bollocks, Tom. Good header by Samaras. It'll come to lines. Just turn to beat the man that's closing me down. Here's Samaras again. And Vilk. And Edwards on his left this time. And still no equalising goal. Williams down the line here. If they go and score a second, I'll be gutted. Oh, I tell you what, I was very nearly gutted. Off the corner of bar and post. No secondary goal for Birmingham. Samaras. Here's McDonald. Oh, I delayed. Tom Edwards. Come on, Tommy boy. 85 rated you're supposed to be. That's the sort of effort that's got to go on target. Well, after struggling to get past Cambridge in the last round, Liverpool are now drawing 1-1 away from home against Accrington Stanley. Hartlepool pulled off a shock with a 3-0 win against Barnsley last time in the FA Cup as well. And they're 1-0 up against Bournemouth here now too. Any other shocks in there at half-time? Not really at this stage. Plymouth holding Fulham is just as big a shock. Well, in fact, not quite as big a shock as Accrington and Liverpool, but still certainly worthy of mention. What would be really worthy of mention is if Birmingham City end up beating us here. Millen. And Javi Parra off the bench. And Bianchi off the bench. Salinas off the bench. Edwards from the start, now out wide. And, oh, brilliant save by the keeper. Edwards wins that well. Bianchi will look for a 1-2 and a 1-2-3. Looking for Nacho again. And blocked brilliantly. And they've gotten a goal kick from it as well. Birmingham scrapping hard and hanging on to their current advantage. Edwards has gone down and stayed down. And he's having to come off. No! This is not what I need! At all. He's holding his knee as well. If we lose Tom Edwards for 7 months, I will be devastated. I think we might be about to, though. That has me particularly worried indeed. Oh, it's given away. That's a Schultz to Salinas. Arriving here is Enrico Bianchi. Well in, Lasser. Good ball, Lasser. Oh, their goalkeeper is on acid today. He's flying everywhere. Salinas to take the corner. Mitch Backer's underneath it. Can't win the header. I was so certain that when we played Salinas in there, he was going to score. It's Lasse Schultz. I don't fancy it from there with him. I don't fancy it from there with Romero either, although he did score in the last round. He could score again here, but I can't find the pass. We've dominated this game. I just cannot find a goal. Parra looking for Salinas. Nacho! Still G-Cot keeps us out. Unbelievable game so far. Salinas with the delivery. Is the keeper going to come for that? He's not. It's going to fall. Oh, but it hit Backer's arm. 3 minutes to go. I don't deserve this defeat. Done well. Bianchi. Lasse Schultz. Lasse in the box. Lasse Schultz. Dead effort. Saved again by the goalkeeper. Salinas will try again. Mitch will try again. Fleming. Parra. I'm going out the FA Cup. I can feel it coming. Salinas. Bianchi. And Romero. Yes! Thank Christ for that. The FA Cup campaign still lives. Romero was the man to get us off the mark in the previous round against Queen's Park Rangers. He scored our first goal in this game as well, and by God was it more important. Final whistle, ref. There you go. Replay then. God, Bennett. I deserved like a 5 or 6-1 victory from that game. That was disgusting. Although the opening few moments, saved by Richardson, goal by Gordon, saved by Richardson, but G-Cock made more than just those 3 saves. I'm just waiting. We're all waiting for that 7-month injury. Accrington have taken Liverpool to a replay. Hartlepool have pulled off another shock upset and beaten Bournemouth. Edwards out for 2 months. I think that just said 2 months. Oh, thank God. Thank God for Romero's goal, and thank God for Edwards only being out for 2 months. With a dislocated shoulder. He was holding his knee when he was on the ground. I don't care. Only 2 months is absolutely manageable. Thank all of the swear words for that. Samaras into the starting lineup again. We are looking to bring some players in. I'm quite short on the bench at the present. Waiting for those scout reports as we head towards transfer deadline day, and just prior to that, the game against Manchester United. The scout reports come back on Thibaut Dems at West Brom, 78 rated centre-back, not setting my world alight. Manchester United then before deadline day. Koen Casteels, Nicolas Koza, Lenormand Bastoni and Davies, Soler, Højbjerg and a 92 rated Pedri, Anthony, Alvarez and Rashford as the front three. Wilfred Gnonto on the bench, Romelu Lukaku, although I think he's only 81 rated now, on the bench as well. Some alternate options certainly for Manchester United. I would like to... I just want to avoid defeat really in a game like this, but given the way we've dropped points in the Prem recently, either justified or unjustified, expected or unexpected, we really need to get our points tally ticking over again if we're to keep this European dream alive. Alternatively, we could just go for broke in the FA Cup and try and get into Europe that way instead, but knockout football, evidently, as you've seen from that game against Birmingham, not quite so reliable as an option or stable a source of continued victories. Weirdly, against the big sides has been easier, or getting points away has been easier than getting them at home against the big boys this season. We got it inside there, and Bianchi draws the save out of Koen Casteels. No opening goal. They'll take the corner. Maybe they can score from the set piece instead. Alphonso Davies underneath it. Fleming clears. Javi Parra trying to close down. Here's Rashford. Don't foul him. Carlos Soler. Anthony trying a little fancy flick. Didn't work. Alphonso Davies. This time they do find Anthony. And Manchester United take a 1-0 lead here. That's really, really annoying again. That little flick was poor, and then I don't know what I can do there. His first touch takes him towards the man, and it doesn't matter whether I pass it or lump it, it's still going to hit the man in front of me. I can't turn because I'll just get tackled. I don't feel I really had a legitimate option there of something that could result in anything other than the block and the ball falling back to Manchester United. Samaras looking for Salinas. It doesn't matter what I've done to try and build something offensively in this game today. I just can't seem to do it. Oh, you want to do, there's just someone in the way. Oh, it's a hell of a ball looking for Carlos Soler, who's in behind and adds a second from nowhere. Just one ball over the top. Run not tracked, and Manchester United staring me right in the eyes. Samaras, Schultz, one, then the other. Nacho, please. Oh, come on! Get in the back of the net. Still 2-0 down. Oh! We're not 2-0 down anymore. That is the most peculiar goal you'll see all season. It's letting me celebrate with Nacho Salinas because he was just the last man to touch the ball. But that is David De Gea with a just inexplicable touch. And Manchester United with an inexplicable own goal. Why would he... well, not David De Gea, it's Koen Casteels. I just don't even know how to begin to commentate on that. Laughable. Casteels' own goal. The game's come back to life. Given away. The game really has come back to life. And Manchester United might have killed their own chances of 3 points. Because now it's back to 2-2. And Nacho has scored. And Man United are crumbling. Maybe this is still a bit of a fortress for us. We lead. We don't lead. Hopefully we will lead by the end of the game. Calm yourself, Ches. It's only 2-2. Højbjerg. Out Out wide to Alphonso Davies. Now playing at right back, weirdly. Manchester United 3, AFC Chesnoid 2. The comeback was nearly complete, but that is a calibre of goal we cannot score. We have no one that can do what Julian Alvarez has just done from the penalty spot. That is goal of the season. That's opened up for us. And Lassos can keep running. Salinas in again. Nacho. It's gone through the keeper. Kun Castells makes another mistake. And can you believe it? We've still managed to rescue a point, even from going 3-2 down to Julian Alvarez's stunner. This game has just completely changed all of my perceptions as to what could potentially happen in the second half of football. Because this has been mental. Rashford whipped. Francisco will deal with it. It'll be a 3-3 draw here at Patreon Park. But what a game of football that ended up being. We were 0-0 for so long. May even have been 0-0 at half-time. I can't remember when the first goal going in. It did. It was 0-0 at half-time and then 6 goals in the second half. A baffling own goal. A stunning overhead kick. And another goalkeeper mistake at his near post from Kun Castells to ensure that we get a point from it. And still that transfer deadline day to come today. So we're on deadline day. I've added some of the names to my shortlist that I've been scouting. What makes me apprehensive to make any of these wide player signings or midfield signings is the fact that everybody is seemingly absolutely rapid. Now, as you guys well know, one of the frustrations that I personally have with the career mode is that if you have quick players, it's just easy mode, because then you would just end up counter-attack, 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 counter-attack super fast all the time. No one can catch you, game over. At the minute, everybody that I can find is absolutely rapid. So there's this bourgeois guy as well from Osasuna. Acceleration 90 to 96. Looks like he could be either good as a striker or a wide man. Then Acosta, again, absolutely stonking quick. Not playing at Brighton. Aguilar, stonking quick. Not playing at Real Madrid. Passing's not great, actually, for him either. I'm really torn as to what to do. I don't know as I can really commit to any of these guys yet anyway, not knowing what they're valued at or what their actual stats are. Nadav Levi looks like the more realistic level that we're at, and the one that would break the gameplay the least. But it's just everyone's so fast. Now, Patrick Guy is the potential to be special kid from West Ham. He is not playing for them. To this point in the season, he's made 3 appearances. He's got potential to be special. I might just try and buy him. But I've no idea. Again, I've no idea what they want for him. So I will try and buy. I'll bid, I don't know where, and see what they say. Like 25 million for a potential to be special 18-year-old? Is that too much? Is that too little? Like, I've no idea. It doesn't look like he's going to be, like, crazy high rated. Like 82 maybe? 25 million for an 82 rated player? I don't know. Evidently, I've gotten it wrong, though. So I'm still a loss as to what to do in this window. I think what I will do is buy the man that initially I thought I was going to buy. Alex Salah. 20 million to start price. See, it doesn't look like he's going to be that far behind the other guy. Salah's going to come in, and we're going to I'm going to have to wait for more scout reports. I just can't commit to those players yet without knowing what they're valued at. I'd like to, I'd like to think that they will just negotiate anyway. If he comes back, a big 25, and his starting value is like anywhere under 35, then surely they should have just negotiated that anyway. But not. He's only 3 days from a full scout report. Surely 3 days from a full scout report, I should at least know what he's valued at. So frustrating. 38 grand a week for Salah is fine. I've got no problems paying that whatsoever. We have a new signing, but whether it's, well, I presume he's going to be an improvement on what we've got anyway. The injured Edwards comes to welcome him, which is nice. But having seen that there are some of those guys out there available, makes me wonder whether we might be able to improve the squad without signing players that are going to be incredibly high pace. Like, I'm questioning whether I'm actually going to be able to build the sort of team that I want to build without breaking the gameplay. You guys have asked before in the comment section as well if I could contemplate buying Isaac Morris again and bringing him back to the club. But Isaac Morris, to start with, is 90 rated. And he's 99 acceleration, 99 sprint speed. And he's just going to break the gameplay. And I still want to have a relatively realistic style save. We put these slider settings in place to give more realistic gameplay. I don't then want to just revert back to 99 pace players that are just going to destroy everything from where we were trying to build in the first place. Lyons is going to leave at the end of the season. Salah comes in and will start on that right-hand side. 85 acceleration, 86 sprint speed is really as fast as I'd ideally want to get when buying a player. If someone comes in, or if someone that we've already got grows that much, then that's out of my control. But I have absolute definitive control about buying players, so I think that's where I'm sat right now. We'll show you guys the scout reports on those players when they come in, but I'm just not sure that it's the right thing to do. They probably are going to be fantastic footballers. They absolutely, without shadow of doubt, will improve on what I've got, but if they break the gameplay, it's not worth it, in my opinion, when trying to make entertaining content. It's one thing having the good players. It's another thing scoring counter-attacks every game with 4-0 scorelines against everybody because no other team defense, no AI defense can deal with the pace that I've got. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here because obviously you guys want to see me win stuff. I want to win stuff, but I don't want to do it in a way that feels like I'm cheating the gameplay. I don't know. It might just be that FIFA is FIFA and you get to this stage of a save and everybody's like that anyway and it's unavoidable. I hope it's avoidable. I don't know whether it is or not. It is what it is. George Houghton's going to go out on loan to Lazio for 6 months. We've got some youngsters of our own system still coming through that have the potential to grow significantly as well. But I don't know. Basically, that is the be all and end all. I just don't know. Rob's been linked with Liverpool and with Manchester City, potentially then presumably as a Ben White replacement. If Ben White goes to Brentford, Rob will go to City as a replacement, but doesn't look like that deal has actually gone through. So with an hour to go, Rob is going to stay at FC Köln. Theo Hernandez is the biggest move of the window, 88.5 million. Sorry, biggest move of the day, 88.5 million to Real Madrid. And Wojciech has left Arsenal to go to Fiorentina for 80.8, and Lukas Sucic has come to Tottenham for £51.8 million. Let's have a look at the full transfer history then to see what other deals may well have gone through in this window. Dawson £148.5 million to Manchester City happened earlier in the month. We saw that rumoured either in today's episode or yesterday's. Moretti has moved from Arsenal to Newcastle in January for 115.8. We've seen Xavi Simons come to the Premier League at 88 rated from Hoffenheim to Arsenal. We've seen Rodrigo come to Liverpool. Yikes. Teo Hernandez to Real Madrid. We saw Fabio Carvalho at 86 rated. It's gone from Roma to Atalanta. Ibrahima Konate moved between windows to Barcelona. Project we saw Declan Rice, £78.6 million to Atalanta from West Ham. Kone to Valencia. Went through... Oh no, that's 31st of August. Sorry, my bad. Not 31st of January. Mark Gahey to Sevilla, 86 rated earlier in the window. Not that many deals done in January, it seems. A relatively quiet window. Interesting Chapel Livingston, interesting Davison. The only youth player I've got at the minute is still Patrick Cisse, though we're waiting for some more scout reports. And Frankfurt have offered me the job in Germany. It's very rare that you actually get job offers, isn't it? But I'm not going to accept, obviously. Da Costa is now up to 75, which is great news. He continues to grow. We start the next episode with the replay against Birmingham, which I might sim and then maybe jump in if I need to get myself through to the next round of the FA Cup, considering Bournemouth, Fulham and was it Brentford? The bogey team. Our next opponents in the league. A league table where, yeah, we've had tough games, but we could have done better. City, Liverpool and Manchester United continually. But we're down in 12th at the minute, but we're still only 4 points off 6th. So it's very close for the European spots. Then there's a bit of a jump to the Champions League and Europa League now. But we're thinking about concentrating on the FA Cup for potential Europa League. It's a case of can we get Conference League via a league or Europa League via an FA Cup finish? We shall wait and see. And with regards the Patreon players, any potential moves or growth for you? So Jordan Forbes is now at Villarreal, 88 rated. Will still at Newcastle at 87. Similarly, Ambrose at Fulham for the same fee. In fact, the bids were rejected for City and Liverpool. I presume that's because they came in too late for Rob. Connor's still at Marseille. Tommy's still at Millwall. Check is a player I'm scouting as well. Ayala, I still don't know whether that is a deal I'd want to do or not. I still can't decide whether he'd grow at left mid or whether it's not worth it. Nick at Karagumruk still, Dylan still at Sochaux, Craig still at Cluj, and Daniel still at Valencia. Still no news about a fee for Patrick Guy. If he's at the bottom end of all of these spectrums, then he's definitely not worth 50, 60 million. But if he's at the top end, then he's worth who knows what. Scott's 89 at West Ham, which is the reason why Patrick Guy isn't getting a look in. Tom White at 89 rated at Millwall. Dawson now with the move to Manchester City. So he's in the Premier League now. Jordan still at Celta Vigo. Brandon at Club Bruges now. Enrique Canales. We'll wait and see what their full reports are. If they're not that quick, then I can go for them in the summer. But I didn't want to commit and then just break the game and ruin the save. AJ at Nottingham Forest still. Lyle, 89 now at Doncaster. Then we've got Manu at Newcastle at 86. That transfer happened earlier in the window. Other in the season, actually, in the summer. Daz still at Brighton. Jack Wimpenny now at Tottenham. He went for £100 million. Puskas at Bilbao. Davison at Marseille. Barcelona were interested but didn't get the deal done. Kyle still at LA. Aiden at 91, I believe, is still the highest rated Patreon player that we have. Then Barnes Cutter at Chelsea still. And Colin still at Konyaspor. That rounds up frustrating on and off the pitch transfer deadline day. With only 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. We could have done more. But now we've only a couple of difficult games left with Arsenal, Spurs, Chelsea, Newcastle, and then that's it for the rest of the season, really. The majority of the difficult games are done and out the way. So in the remaining 14 games or so left in the Premier League, we really genuinely could just smash it from here. We shall wait and see if we can or cannot smash it. But for now, that's all for today's episode. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Let me know your feedback about those transfers. I'm sure there'll be plenty of negative with the positive, but I'm apprehensive to sign players that are too quick in forward positions. And at length, I've gone through my reasoning for it. So I'll see what you guys think as well. That's all for me for today. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time.